Big AAA shooters are cool and all, but let's be real guys, some of the most creative and fun first-person shooter games are these days coming straight from the indie devs. So in this video we are checking out 10 awesome free-to-play indie first-person shooter slash action style of a game that deserve more attention in 2025. Some of these you probably never even heard before, but trust me, they're worth a shot. I'm starting with an awesome little indie bullet hell style of action game called Nirvana. It's an awesome looking first-person shooter game that throws you right into this intense mystical world with non-stop action. And throughout the game you will play as this warrior who has awakened with these new powers with the ultimate goal of taking down this powerful god. And the game blends that crazy fast-paced movement with bullet dodging mechanics and also an upgrade system that let you customize your abilities. The game got a pretty cool art style with a neon-like visuals and epic boss battles that definitely keep you on your toes. Pretty fun first-person shooter game to play right now, and it is completely single player. You can literally play the game offline if you want, and the game also right now having very positive reviews on Steam. If you're a fan of 90s style retro boomer shooters, next up we got an awesome game called Ruyn HD. This one is a very simple classic shooter where you're running through these compact levels, blasting waves of sci-fi demons and chaining kills to keep the combo alive. There is actually a pretty nice flow to the gameplay. You can pick up ammo, switch weapons and keep moving and rack up style points if you mix things up. It's a single player shooter, but there is not much of a story. It's all about action. We're literally jumping into these arena like rooms and mowing down enemies, switching between various type of weapons. The game is totally free to play and there is no ads, microtransaction or any DRMs or anything like that. And also if you're into modding and make your own levels, it comes with a both 2D and 3D editor. All in all, a nice little package, and I personally had so much fun playing this one, and I would recommend you guys to give it a try as well. It's totally free and works on pretty much any potato PC. Perfect if you want something very quick, sharp and satisfying without any fluff. Moving on to a very cool little indie student project that I recently played, and it is a game called Escape. It's a fun little arcade first-person platformer game where you play as Abe, a genetically enhanced ape trapped in this sterilized testing lab. The core gameplay loop is very short and punchy. You can slide around hazards, ground pound enemies and throw objects at walls, and everything is physics driven. The movement is actually going to be your best weapon, and these levels are designed like fast trials rather than sprawling open worlds. Because this is a very small student project, the experiences last around 15 to 20 minutes, so don't expect like a huge campaign, but honestly it's still very much fun to play around with. It's a perfect little game to jump into if you want something very quick, weird and punchy, and if you go on with the right mindset, since it's a very short free experience, there is no major investment required, you might as well give it a try and have some fun. Moving on to an awesome free game that very recently came out, and that is World War Legion. It's a free-to-play, fast-paced World War II multiplayer shooter developed by the guys who made Combat Masters, and I will guarantee it will run super well on a low-end potato PC. So if you ever played the game Combat Masters, you will feel right at home. It's literally a copy and paste version of that game, but with a World War II skin. It's not bad, it's pretty fun to play, just run around and shoot people. We got casual game modes like Deathmatch, Team Deathmatch, Kill Confirm. Definitely a cool, fast-paced shooter to play on your low-end PC. But at the moment we don't have tons of content, game modes, maps or not even a battle royale mode, but it's not bad, it's fun to play. Hopefully more stuff will be added to the game in the future. If you're a fan of action roguelike titles and looking for something fresh to play, next up we got Rose. So this is a free-to-play single-player action roguelike kind of an arena-style first-person shooter with a very unique taste, and it's really fun to play. But this game is actually kind of weird. In order to progress in this game, you have to sacrifice different body parts and flesh, and that will allow you to get new weapons, abilities and also progress to a new arena. So more you progress through the game, you have to make more sacrifices, and that will increase the complexity and the difficulty of the game. So that is the whole point of this game, and it's kind of a unique taste as something I personally haven't experienced before. And the game has a very cool dark comic book like art style, and throughout the game you will progress through different arenas. There's a good variety of weapons, abilities that you can choose, and there's a great variety and a difficulty when it comes to facing different enemies and boss fights. So overall it's a great single player roguelike shooter with a good amount of content to explore and a very unique taste, and I feel like it's worth jumping into. Now we are moving into an awesome single-player boomer shooter that released a couple of weeks ago, and it is called Spray and Pray. So in this game you're playing as a priest named Justinian who got dual revolvers and tasked with clearing this cathedral that's totally overrun by demons, hellspawns and fallen angels. The movement is actually pretty sick. You can dash, run, jump around, melee when needed, especially when the chaos get intense. The dual revolvers are very fun to whip out. When things get wild, you can actually merge them into one super powerful weapon for a bit of an ultimate ultimate move. It's a pretty compact short experience, so don't expect like a 20+ hour campaign, but if you want something quick, fun and free, this one is absolutely worth jumping into. It is totally single player and right now also having very positive reviews on Steam. Moving on to an incredibly fun first-person action game to play right now, and that is Rage Quit. This one is a single-player action smash him kind of experience. You play in first-person wielding only a sledgehammer, no guns, no fancy power-ups. You use that hammer to fight off waves of office bots, smash props, throw things, break walls. The movement, combat and traversal all tied together. You got light swing, heavy swing, dashes, reflections. Everything flows just perfectly. Story-wise, it's super minimal, so you're actually the last human work inside this 90s office tower full of bots doing mundane office tasks, but they ultimately kick you out after 27 years of work, so you got angry and you try to smash everything up. Honestly, there's nothing much to it in terms of story, but it's so fun, so hilarious and so much satisfying to just smash everything up. Moving on to a multiplayer first-person shooter that looks pretty fun and cool to play, and it is called X-Mod. This one is your typical free-to-play multiplayer FPS where you can jump into various casual game modes, stuff like free-for-all, team deathmatch, capture the flag, elimination, also some additional ones like infection, race and whole point. The game is very bright, colorful, it got that cool polygon-like art style with low poly characters. The pace isn't ultra fast like some other arena shooters, it's more like a medium pace game. You can sprint around, gun down foes, and throw in a melee and range switch, and of course you can level up your player, customize gear, leaderboard, all those sort of stuff. It is a PvP multiplayer game, so you need other players to play the game, so finding matches can be somewhat challenging due to limited player count nowadays, but overall it's a cool little game that I feel like it's worth mentioning. I recently jumped into this free-to-play zombie shooter called The Deadline, and to my surprise I ended up playing for hours non-stop. Alright, this one is an action-packed first-person survival shooter set in a zombie apocalypse. The story is your character basically hop on this last subway train heading toward the town hall, hoping to see their family. But at each station you gotta power things up before the time run out or face a waves of zombies waiting for you. The gameplay, it's very simple yet so addictive. You basically have to grab weapons and upgrades and activate the fuse at the end of each station, then simply race back to the train. There are normal, epic and legendary weapons plus skill chips that collect during the combat, which let you customize your build and get stronger as you go. Every weapon comes with a very limited amount of ammo, so when you run out, simply throw the weapons at an enemy and pick something else. The gunplay is very average, graphically isn't the best game that I've seen, but in terms of gameplay, it is so much fun to play around with. The game literally just came out on Steam, so there's not a lot of people know about it yet. It's single player, completely free to play. Simply go ahead and download it on Steam and also let me know down below what do you think. Alright, finally we got one of my favorite indie shooters that I played last year, and that is Harbinger. This one is a free-to-play single-player boomer shooter that masterfully blends 90s style nostalgia with modern gunplay. It's primarily a roguelike arena shooter where you can blast through waves of enemies with variety of weapons and magical abilities. After each run you will earn certain amount of crystals which you can use to unlock new weapons, new power-ups, and also some absolutely fire soundtracks in the game. The gameplay loop is pretty fun to jump in, but it can be somewhat challenging, especially if you increase the difficulty. The story wise there is nothing much to it. There are few characters you can interact with, but all in all you can complete the whole game within 2 to 3 hours, so it's not a huge investment in time. So it's completely free to play. You can download it on Steam. I would highly recommend you guys to give it a try on this one. Well, there you have it guys, 10 awesome free to play indie shooters you can try out right now in 2025. Hopefully you found a new shooter to check out, and if you did, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe for more free to play content like this. I'll catch you guys soon in the next one. Stay safe.